familiar with like the Gifted Kids program, right? Like elementary, middle, high school. Yeah. So I have a friend that was in the program in kindergarten. Now, I don't know if you know what kindergarten is. Not a lot of opportunity to demonstrate academic excellence. So every time I'm talking to this friend, who's an idiot by the way, every time I'm talking to him, I'm just like, what could this man have possibly done to show that he was exceptional? Like, was his implantation into embryo better than everyone else's? I just don't understand. And he was also the only person in the program at that time, which makes me think that he made a deal with a witch for forbidden knowledge and prestige. And the witch warned him that there would be a price to pay, but like all great heroes, his hubris got the best of him. He did not heed her warning. He knew Calgo moved before everyone else, but at what cost? Solitary confinement. Yeah, I got into the gifted program in 3rd grade like a normal person. It's when you're learning your timetables, I guess I was trying to do. Yeah, they took me aside and they were like, Keira, you know 7 times. There's nothing left for us to do. So rather than learning, broadening your adolescent mind, how about you and 6 other kids go take some toothpicks together for an hour? And I was like, I like the way you think. I'm 9. Yeah. It's weird that that's what the gifted program was. Like, why would you even call it that at that point? Like, just call it what it was. These kids were having anxiety attacks in class. How disruptive. The only thing that I developed faster than everybody else at that time was an existential crisis. They were like, I'll give you 10 points on Class Dojo if you stop crying about the inevitability of death. Speaking of death, show of hands, how many people have been zapped with a medical grade laser? Okay, so this is not going to be a very relatable story. That's okay. So I was zapped with a laser by a doctor to see if I had a disease. I do. It's a disease that primarily affects the nerves in my legs. It makes it feel like I'm being stabbed with pins and needles. Not all the time, but enough. Zapping somebody in the legs who already feels like they're being stabbed did feel a little bit counterproductive to me. It kind of felt like it was in the same vein as when you would stub your toe as a kid and then your friend would punch you in the face and be like, now you don't have to worry about your toe anymore. But it was a doctor. So they finished zapping me with lasers for 15 minutes, and then they were like, all right, I think it's time for, and I was like, a break? And they were like, to stab you. And I was like, oh, how silly. So they got a needle-sized microphone, and they put it in my leg, and they're like, okay, now we're going to listen to your nerves. And I was like, listen to my nerves? This is Barnes Jewish Community Hospital, not Dr. Young. My nerves should sound like teenage angst, not the ocean. The nerves in your legs sound like the ocean, by the way. Or at least they do if they don't work right. Take it with a grain of salt. Enough about my laser legs, though. I can feel you itching for more relatable content. Breakups, am I right? Yeah, breakups are weird. Because it's always the same thing. It's always like, I found an ex cheating. It's never like, I found an ex that marks the spot of buried treasure and I'm rich, my life's gonna be so much better now. I've run into many an ex-partner over the course of my life, never under riches beyond my wildest dreams. It's sad. Yeah, obviously I'm not a deadpan comedian. I am, however, a deadpan conversationalist because I can't multitask. So I can only do one thing at a time. Like when I'm talking to somebody new, I can smile silently, or I can talk to you like I'm gonna kill you. Take the shot. Yeah, it's creepy either way, so pick your poison, I guess. I've got nobody to blame except for myself, though. I'm sure they taught us how to socialize as kids. I was just too busy putting puff paint on a race car in the gifted room, so that is my time. Thank you, everybody.
I'd like to open by giving a warm fuck you to the people playing pool back there. Pool is not that fun. It's not that